What's up everybody, this is Saberwolf94. So Crimson Invasion is coming pretty soon. Man, it only seems like yesterday that Burning Shadows came out. So I decided to go through my favorite cards and most importantly, the best cards of the set. It's going to be a briefer review, I'm going to do this more briefly than before. We're just going to cover the main shit. So, first card I want to talk about is Cacturn. This isn't probably going to be a super meta tournament card, but I like it. It's one of my favorites in this set. Being able to hit for 90 with 1 energy if the Pokemon has damage counters on. It's a better Glide score. It's got the same HP. Grass is pretty good. And Hunt is a good second attack as well. So yeah, one of the things I'm interested in. So next we're going to look at Camerupt here. So this guy is not that good either, and I don't really like him as much as Cacturn, but 140 HP for stage 1 is good, and continuous headbutt is pretty much a fun gimmick ass attack. You use this with Victini, and is one of the better Victini partners, I think, because you just need like at least 2 heads, and it's 160. Um, yeah. What else? What else? I guess let's look at Alolan Marowak too. Uh, this Pokemon, its first attack doesn't cost any energy, and you basically attach fire energies from your discard pile up to the number of energies your opponent's Pokemon has. So, might be interesting. It can power itself up, and you flip coins for shit. Once again, kind of a gimmick card, but it can be interesting. So let's get to the more serious stuff. Gyarados GX, sorry. So now we have the proper effect of this card, Dreadstorm GX. It's discard an energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon, so it's not discard all energies from everybody. That would have been too broken now that I think about it. But yeah, this card has good HP, you know, Draconic Disaster costs a lot, but maybe you can work with it. I'm not exactly sure how good this is going to be. With all these energies around, it's a fucking very easy target for Gardevoir GX to kill as well. Doesn't matter that it has all this HP. You put 5 energy on this guy, you like killed yourself on your own basically. So I don't really think it's going to be that amazing. Waterfall isn't that great either, but you know, it's a water GX, the HP is pretty good. You never know. Okay, what else, what else? I'm going to cover the Regis, of course. So, the Regis are in this set, everybody. I think they're going to be pretty hot. I think the deck is very real. Not sure if it's going to be like super meta, but you can at least try them now. Uh, we got Regice. Basically, if you have Regirock in play, you prevent all effects and damage done to Regice by stage 2 Pokemon. Okay. So, wow, I thought, is it the same effect as it was when I read this before? I thought it covered more stuff. But anyway, you know, stage 2 Pokemon not being able to get hit by that is still pretty good. He's immune to Gardevoir GX, immune to, fuck, I don't know, like maybe Metagross, uh, other GX stage 2 Pokemon that are pretty hot, and stage 2 Pokemon in general, so, you know, it's kind of good. You really have to use it together with the Regis. And we got a Alolan Raichu. I want to talk about you too. So, doesn't have a retreat cost if you have a stadium, if there's any stadium. Alright, but the real thing is the attack. Psychic for 3. It does 70 damage for 3, but 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's similar to Espeon GX's attack and Uranguru's attack, but 10 damage stronger, and it actually is much easier to use. It needs any colorless energy, so this Pokemon can be a very good tech. It's much easier to use. You can splash in a lot of things since the attack is completely colorless. Shit, it's shit like this that makes cards good and splashable. Now, let's talk about Gengar as well. This is going to be a pretty hot card in my opinion too. Might not be super meta, but the ability is very strong. Whenever your opponent attaches an energy, you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Actually, if I think about it, Gardevoir is pretty hot, so this fucks Gardevoir up rather nicely. It's going to soften Gardevoir up, and it makes it easy to kill. The attack isn't all that amazing, but at least it's double colorless compatible. It's not super hard to use it. But I feel like this is going to be mostly a support Pokemon. Maybe if you use other basic psychic attackers, you can put this into. Like I said, it might not do anything because stage 2s are not as fast as they used to be in the DP era and before that. So, this kind of effect, even though it's good, it might not be enough to make it see play. But it's definitely one of the better cards, one of the cooler rare hollows as well to get. So let's look at a Alolan Golem GX. This Pokemon, I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Maybe you can use it with Magnezone, but I don't know. I think there's better cards to use Magnezone with, but you never know. But Super Electromagnetic Tackle does 200. It's a good number. With a Choice Band, you're killing a lot of things in one hit. And, Hammer In isn't that great, but Heavy Rock GX is also a pretty interesting attack. Your opponent can't play any cards from their hand during the next turn. You could make a lock with this for one turn. It can be kind of deadly. So I don't know. We shall see. It's a difficult to work with card. It probably won't do that much, but you never know. Right. So let's talk about another card I really like that I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Oh, not Mischievous. Mismagius, of course. So this Pokemon, not only does it look cool, its stats are pretty good, stage 1, and Chaos Wheel basically is a 1 energy 30 attack that has the same effect that Giratina from Ancient Origins Giratina EX had. Your opponent can't play Pokemon tools, special energy, or stadium cards from their hand. Now, this covers a lot of things. It definitely isn't as good as Item Lock, but it's still very good. Blocking tools, those are items anyway, so you cover that. Special energies, that also can be something. And stadium cards, that also can be something too. So it definitely is a good attack. It helps that it's cheap. Not sure how great it's going to be since this is a stage 1 Pokemon. Since it's not a GX, it doesn't have a lot of HP. But at least you can put something like dumbbells, the dumbbells, fighting dumbbells, I think it's called, whatever. And it'll have 150 HP. I guess it's a little more respectable. And Dark Arts can also be a pretty good attack if your opponent has a big hand. You can definitely use it. So I feel like this is a really cool card. I like it very much, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's going to be very good. Probably not. It depends. We might see some Psychic Lock decks again and shit. People are going to try. You never know. But definitely one of the better rare holo cards for sure. You would want to get this card maybe. Oh, actually it's not a rare holo. Okay. Even easier. Right. So let us look at Salazzle too. So this Pokemon acts on 1 energy, poisons the opponent. You put 4 damage counters instead of 1. I think it's a fantastic partner with Survivor from Burning Shadows. Maybe that's going to be a deck. It's definitely cool enough. And Nasty Plot is a useful recovery attack that can come up, that you can use it. If you have a bunch of let's say you have 3 Survivors, you're doing 70 damage poison for 1 energy. And I don't know, maybe that's kind of good. If they don't retreat, that's 140 damage for 1 energy. But I don't know, maybe you're going to need a little more. The sad thing is, kind of like with Toxic X from Flashfire, just like Puka said, I remember. If it did at least even 10 damage, we can put a choice ban on or just put something and do a little bit more. I mean, I guess you can put the dumbbells and it's going to be able to survive maybe more, but if only it did a little bit more damage, if only there was a way to do more damage with it as well. But I still feel this is a pretty cool Pokemon, a good stage 1. You never know what might happen. Okay, let's go to stuff that I definitely think is gonna be hot. So in the Helgo GX, this is probably one of the strongest fucking GX cards from this set, if not the strongest Ultra Beast. When you play this from your hand to your bench, you can leave both active Pokemon confused and poisoned. Now, I'm not really sure if this poisons and confuses your ass as well. Uh, I'm not really sure, but this can't be pretty fucked up. Lockup is a good attack, and Symbiote GX, yeah, you add 2 cards from your opponent's deck as prize cards, the top cards. So this can be a game-changing attack. It does cost 3 psychic energies, but you do this right, it's strong. It's only a basic Pokemon. Uh, don't underestimate cards like this, I should say. Okay, so Regirock. This is the second Reggie from the Reggie deck that you're going to use. This guy, you use him, your Registeel's attacks do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. This guy stacks, so if you have a couple, Registeel does more damage, and Registeel is your dude that grabs your energy from the discard pile. Pretty good. He has 110 for 3 attack, it's kind of solid. Uh, Definitely a good card. Right. So, Buzzwole GX. This is another one of those GX attacks that are quite strong. So, has a solid 1 for 30 attack, not as good as Landorus, but still pretty good. It's got 10 more HP. Knuckle Impact, this is pretty much the same attack as Lapras GX's, uh, whatever the hell it is, I think it's called Hydro Pump or Ice Beam, I don't know. But it does 1 for 60, you can attack, but there's a million ways to work around that. And honestly, because this guy is fighting too, you just need to put like 1 strong energy in a choice band and you're knocking out whatever the hell you want. Quite strong. And Absorption GX, this basically knocks out anything you want anyway. 40 damage times the number of remaining prize cards. This is very reminiscent to Galate from Secret Wonders. 3 energy attack that could do like 180 and you reveal prize cards. This does even fucking more. Uh, Very strong. I feel like this Pokemon is going to be very good. A great addition to fighting decks. It can attack quickly and cheap with Jet Punch. You know, if you put a strong energy on, it's done 50 damage already. And Knuckle Impact and Absorption GX are very good too. Definitely a very good Pokemon. Guzzlord. Alright, so this is another fucking Ultra Beast that this guy is either gonna be broken or he's not gonna do anything at all. Uh, he has fucking costly as fuck attacks that, you know, Tyrannical Hold does shitloads of damage. You put a choice band on, you're doing stuff, but fucking 5 energies is too much. You really need a way to use eat sloppily. There's no other way to accelerate energy quick enough on this dude. And honestly, to be honest, because he costs so much and because it's dark, he's pretty much a sitting duck for Gardevoir. Like, there's no way this guy can beat Gardevoir. There's no way. He just loses. So he's probably not going to do anything for as long as Gardevoir is top dog, I should say. But Glutton GX, if you pull this off, you will get cheap wins. You're going to increase your chances of getting a cheap win very much. You get 2 more prizes. It can be pretty fucked up. So, never know, but I feel like even though I was kind of more optimistic on him on my original review, because of thinking of Gardevoir GX and you know, eat sloppily. Also, you have to attack to grab the energies and stuff. I don't feel he's gonna be good, but at least 210 HP, makes him a good wall, I guess. Aggron. Right, so this is a regular as stage 2 Pokemon, 170 HP, very cool. Uh, really, the attack you're going to use is a Revenge Cannon. You have to build your deck around this attack. Does 10 more damage for each damage counter on all your bench Pokemon. So, maybe you use something like Ductrio, maybe you use, I don't know, somebody else that does a lot of damage, but hits your guys too, and then eventually Aggron could do shitloads of damage. It's going to be hard to use, it probably won't work, but if you're going to use Aggron, you're going to use it for this, maybe it can be something, never know. And now we go to the last Reggie of the original Reggie trio, Registeel. Okay, this guy's going to grab your energies, 1 for 30, grab any energy attached to your bench Pokemon, and if Reggie is on your bench, Iron Hand also heals him. These guys work together, as you guys can see, and it can't be a deck. One of the cool cards to get from this set, I think. Okay, more broken shit. Kartana GX. So this is another candidate for the best Ultra Beast. I mean, honestly, both this guy, Buzzwole, and Nihilego, I feel they're very good. We're just gonna have to see. Each one of them has their own trick. I would say Buzzwole is overall a useful card in general. Kartana, though, and Nihilego are mostly for the GX attack. That can be potentially the best one, especially Kartana. So Kartana, it's got some good shit. Slice Off, discard a special energy from your active Pokemon. And Gale Blade might be kind of cool. You shuffle this guy back, get a couple of hits, then you put him back to your deck, your opponent doesn't get prizes. But really, Blade GX is the broken shit here. It's just take a prize card, straight the fuck up, only costs 1 energy. You can use this easily in any metal deck. You can just put this guy, maybe you can put him in any deck if you just use like Rainbow Energy or Blend Energy or whatever. He can just be like a finisher. Maybe you don't want to do this early so that you don't get susceptible to N, but if you got 5 prize cards and then you're having a hard time, you just use this and you win. Your opponent can't do anything about it, really. I feel like this card can become very broken. Definitely look out for this card. Very hot card from this set. Then we got Alolan Exeggutor. This guy, Dragon Hammer is a shit attack. If you're gonna use this dude, you will use them for, wait a minute, 4 times 2, 100. Oh. Okay, so I think they weakened the attack. I believe. Tropical Head is a snipe. Depending on the energies you have, it does more damage. So if I have like 2, it's going to do 40, 3, 60, and 4, 80. That is much weaker. That is much weaker than Dragon Hammer, honestly. But I don't know. Maybe there were like errors in the Cerebi translations. I have no idea. Maybe I made mistakes. But yeah, I was gonna say that Tropical Head is the attack you want to use. Dragon Hammer is worthless. It gets outclassed by Tropical Head since that attack snipes. But 40 damage is a big difference. So yeah, maybe not. Uh, so I don't really think this Pokemon is that great anymore, to be honest. Uh, Tower Go Round GX can be kind of good. You do 180 and then you can save all the energies. Mm, we'll see. We'll see. At least you can attack quick. Miltank, okay. So this card, thankfully, it needs to be active for the effect to work. So that's settled once and for all. So yeah, this is not going to be the most broken card of all time. But, you know, maybe it's still good. If it's active, if you're going to heal, you heal 90 more damage. Needs to be active though. Okay, then we got Regigigas for the last dude of the Regis, the big boss. This guy has shitloads of HP for just a basic Pokemon. He needs the other Regis on the bench to attack. And, you know, 5 energy is a lot, but maybe once you get going, doing consistent 160 can be good. You got Regis still to help him up. But, honestly, he dies to Gardevoir too. Uh, yeah, all these guys that do this much damage are so susceptible to attacks that just do more damage if you have more energies. So I feel like maybe you won't really use this guy, or maybe you're just going to use one copy as sort of a tech in a Regirock, Regice, Registeel deck, and just use those guys uh, with a lot of support item cards to, you know, do damage and accelerate energy and shit, and just play correctly and play cleverly, and they can be pretty good, I feel like. Um, Okay, so now we got Civility X. Wow, did they make this like a... No, they can't have made this secret rare. But anyway, so this guy is pretty hot. I think a lot of people are talking about it. He's good because he has a lot of type coverage. If you put the memories on him, you'll be able to hit for weakness just about anything if you have the right memories. I think only like 2 are printed in this set, and other ones are going to come out later. But the ones that we have already, they can put in work, to be honest. It's the fighting and psychic memory, I'm pretty sure. And his ability, your basic Pokemon have no retreat cost, is good, is very useful. It won't help him, but it'll help your other guys. Turbo Drive is a very good attack. It's also like every energy is colorless. You can use this with whatever the hell. So this guy makes a great like flexible Pokemon as well. And Rebel GX is basically the same attack as Lycanroc GX's Dangerous Rogue. Even though it costs 1 more, it's still good. Because of his other shit, it's still a good attack on a good Pokemon. Okay, let's look at some trainers real quick. Lucimin, Milf. Alright, so this card, I think there's only like 2 supporters in this set. This chick and Gladion. Gladion is absolute shit in my opinion. Uh, but this girl, you might play her as a one-off or consider her an option. She basically puts 2 in any combination of supporters and stadium cards from your discard pile to your hand. Is recovery to the hand. Now, I don't think it's as good as Aaron's collection back in the SP days, but it can still be good. It depends. It really depends on if you're going to grab a good stadium. It really depends on the stadiums because at least the stadiums you can play them down instantly. But, you know, if you use her, the supporter that you grab you can't use, so it's going to be for next turn. So it really just going to comes down to stadiums, and I guess the supporter effect helps. It still has recovery to the hand, probably a good card. It's definitely going to see some play, I'm pretty sure. It's going to have decks that gets used in. What else? What else? So we got the counter cards too, counter catcher and counter energy. Basically, this is Pokemon catcher, but you need to be down in prizes. And counter energy is pretty sure it's rainbow energy, double rainbow energy. But what? Pretty sure I clicked counter energy. And counter energy, yeah, the same thing as well, but you need to have more prizes for it to work. If you don't, it just counts as one colorless energy. And it doesn't work on Pokemon GX and EX. Shout out to the original EX era, when they did have a lot of stuff like this. Warp energy. This card gets reprinted. I think this was in. I thought it was Majestic Dawn, but I think it was in Stormfront originally. It's an energy card that makes your guy switch when you attach it. An expert type of card. I'm not exactly sure how good this is going to be with Enhance Hammer around, especially since it only provides colorless. But, you know, these cards, they have their uses. You really need to know what you're doing and time them right for them to work, to be honest. But this is definitely a good card that can see play. Oh, and there's Olivia too. How could I forget? Uh, wow, they made her so slick and sexy. I'm not gonna lie. I hope they don't censor her, but whatever. They fucking do this, damn it. But this is a very good card. I'm pretty sure this was supposed to come in. Well, it came in Burning Shadows too, but I guess it's coming as a full art here too. If it didn't come there, that's very good. But this card, I guess I'll mention it again, since I think in my review of Burning Shadows I made a mistake. You get up to 2 Pokemon GX. It doesn't have to be basic. I said like basic. I probably didn't mean it. I knew what the card did, but just to make sure you guys know, I know, 2 Pokemon GX. So you can grab stage GXs, either stage 1, stage 2, or just basic. So this is a very flexible card. I think it's much better than Timer Ball, to be honest. Maybe a one-off. Depends on your deck, but and yeah, I think that about covers it. Maybe there's some other stuff we can talk about too. Yeah, let's talk about some other stuff like Hydreigon. Uh, you basically discard your opponent's bench Pokemon. Uh, wait a minute. Oh, so of your own bench Pokemon. So it doesn't work on your opponent. So it works with you. Okay. Well, you're still going to be able to use Darkrai, use this with Darkrai GX for 1. And if you do things right, I guess you can get rid of your hurt guys and your opponent doesn't get prizes. He's good. He's kind of good. The ability might seem like shit. It might seem like hard to work with, but there's some combos you can do. Dark Destruction is solid. His HP is great. He's another good rare holo card, I feel like. Good thing to pull. So what else? I don't think there's anything really else. There's a couple of cards that I could talk about, but I don't know, like Starmie maybe, that just can put itself in the deck before you attack, and Crawdaunt does a double energy removal when he attacks. Yeah. So overall, I don't think this set is gonna be as strong as Burning Shadows. I think Burning Shadows, out of all this, I was gonna say black and white, all of the Sun and Moon sets is the strongest. Yeah, Guardian Rising has Tapu Lele and other good shit. And yeah, Sun and Moon had some good shit too. But, Burning Shadows, I think that has fuckloads of strong, aggressive Pokemon. And maybe even the trainer cards in there are better. Uh, this set is gonna be cool, but I don't know, like, I don't think it's gonna be as strong as Burning Shadows. You should still get a box, probably. It depends if you want to build a Regirock, Regirise, Registeel, or depending on if you want some certain cards. It does have some good shit. Like, let's look at Devoured Field too. This basically Dark and Dragon Pokemon do 10 more damage. Uh, this is a good stadium, I have to say. Dragon and Dark decks are definitely gonna run this. That 10 damage is key. A little support for dragons that don't have shit. But I can't really think of anything else that really matters. Dashing Pouch, that's a shit floatstone kind of a card. And Gladion already said his shit. Sea of Nothingness, not that amazing. Uh, there's nothing really else to talk about. So really the best cards in this deck, in this set, even though it's not as balanced and has as many good all-around cards as Burning Shadows, there's a couple of Pokemon that I feel like are just more standalone broken. Kind of like with Guardians Rising that had Tapu Lele. There's one single card that like is sought after more than everything else, anything else, because it's just so good. Uh, in this set, it would probably be Kartana GX, or maybe I don't know the other uh, Ultra Beast. I think they're harder to use. Kartana is just too easy to use, so I feel like he's probably the best one that you're gonna use to finish the game up. Buzzwole is like a fighting dude exclusive. You're gonna use him in fighting decks. He's not as flexible as Tapu Lele. And basically that's it. I can't really think of anything else. Not sure if I missed anything, but those are the best cards. And I've already mentioned some of my favorite cards like Cacturn and Mismagius and Gengar and shit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little review. These are the best cards I feel like. Uh, really, the best pull from this set, I would say, if you pull it, Kartana GX. I think that card is gonna do some shit. It's gonna change the way we play, probably. You never know. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Saberwolf94, and what's up?